All right, good morning. This is the day 2 circles review. I'm just going to do a handful of questions so you get a chance to see the formulas in action one more time. Make sure that you're feeling comfortable with how to do them. Let me just straighten out the camera a little bit. There we go. All right. So the couple of different formulas you have to know. The first one is talking about when you have two chords that intersect, the relationship between the segments. So it's the idea that the segments from one chord, if you multiply them together, so 5 times x, should be equal to the product of the segments of the second chord. So then that would be 3 times 8, like that. And so if we multiply it out, we're going to get 5x equals 24. When you divide by 5, this one you might need your calculator for. Your phone calculator will do just fine. Otherwise, grab whatever calculator you have available, and then that comes out to be 4.8. Is it okay to get decimals? Yes, of course it is. All right, you shouldn't be getting negatives, but decimals are perfectly fine. So that's the first rule, is that the product of the parts are equal. All right. The next examples here will show you what the next rules look like. Let's actually do number 4 first. So this one, when you have two secants, which just means you have chords that extend outside of the circle, you have the outside piece of it, that's the 3, and then you have the whole secant. So 3 and x together, or 3 plus x. Of course, you can write that as x plus 3. That would be fine too. And that's going to be equal to the outside part here multiplied by the whole length here, which would be 4 and 14 together. And so that's going to be 18. So the parts that I circled, let me go back and circle this. Those are the parts you're multiplying together. So the 3 times the 3 plus x, the 4 times the 18. So make sure to add those pieces together before you do the rest of it. So 3 times 3 plus x equals 4 times 18. The outside times the whole secant equals the outside times the whole secant. All right, distribute the 3, so we get 9 plus 3x over here. 4 times 14, or excuse me, 4 times 18. Ooh, gotta be careful there. That's 72. And then subtract the 9 on over. So that's going to give us 63. And then divide by 3. That should give us 21. So that's going to be the answer to number 4 there. And then number 3 is really similar. The only difference between number 3, oops, sorry, I'm a little crooked here. Number 3 and number 4 is that this part, the entire segment is outside. So this is referred to as the tangent. And then down here, here's the outside part of it. And then this would be the whole secant. So 5 plus 4, or 9. That would be the whole piece of it. And so the rule for this one is the tangent squared and then equals the outside times the whole. Gracie and Griffin, you can come out if you need to. And so it would be x squared equals 4 times 9. So x squared equals 36. And then take the square root. X comes out nicely to be 6. All right. The kids are watching the dog while I'm making this video. So, and just a little FYI, you got a quiz coming up. Make sure that you know all these rules. And it might even help to know that our new little puppy is Teddy. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. All right. I think the next page, then, it's all similar. Let's do just a couple more talking about the circle equations. So here, you've got a circle with the center at 5, 2 and a radius of 3. It's asking you to write the equation. So I'm going to write the equation up top. It's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where h and k is the center, r is the radius. Hey, Griff. Teddy's got your sneaker. Oh, there we go. You gonna go see them? You gonna stay with me? Hey. Hey.
Can you just stay with you?
All right. Sorry about that. So let's plug in. So 5 would be h, 2 would be k, r would be the value 3. So when you plug in, this would be x minus 5 squared, and then plus y minus 2 squared equals 3 squared. Or you could just change that 3 right into 9. So remember the rule that whatever the coordinates are of the center point, they're going to look the opposite in the equation. So what I mean by that, it's a positive 5, positive 2. So you see it as negative 5 and negative 2 in the equation. They're always the opposite. I think that's good for those top ones. And then for the bottom ones here, now you're just working backwards. So you're picking out the center point and the radius so that you can graph it. So switch the sign. So that means it's going to be negative 5. Switch the sign. That's positive 3. And then this piece of it is the r squared. So if r squared is 16, take the square root. The radius is 4. So that when you would plot the circle, you would see the center point plotted first. So negative 5 and then up 3. And then you'd go up 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd go to the right 4. You'd go down 4. And you'd go left 4. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And there's your circle. All right. I hope that helped. Good luck on your quiz.